Good morning. Well, I have no idea what that is, but it's Sunday morning. I don't know if it's morning or evening or whatever, whenever you are. And I hope everyone's doing well. And if you're not, I'm sorry, but please leave a comment if you want to. And I've said it before, but this is a very supportive community. And one thing I want to talk to you guys about, I don't know, and I was thinking about this. I think about a lot of stuff, which is probably dangerous. But I was thinking about this, you guys, the Mad Pack. You know, those of you that have been with me for a long time, like getting close to 2 years now, a year and a half, I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, right? And I started posting on here and just what I was going through. And I was struggling. You know, I was not having awesome days every day, right? So your comments, you guys, I was thinking about this. You guys got me through that whole thing. Okay? I'm in full remission, you know, I'm a survivor. We have a lot of survivors in the Mad Pack, right? But I don't know if I've told you guys how much, I hope I've told you how much I just really sincerely, deeply appreciate all of your comments and encouragement and support that you gave me going through chemo and, you know, my 5 surgeries and all that stuff. I don't know if I've told you enough how much that I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, you guys got me through it. I'll never forget, it was right after surgery. I'm in the recovery room with 7 tubes coming out of my body, remember? And I could not move. I mean, to like roll over in bed on the gurney or whatever, it was like, oh. And I remember scrolling through your comments, just thinking, these people are precious to me, right? So, Mad Pack, in case I haven't said it enough, thank you. Thank you. I really mean that. I was just thinking about it the other day. Now, something else that I kind of, and this video might have a little bit of a serious tone to it. I was thinking about this too, just telling you guys, and just, it seems like my best content is when it's just right from my heart, you know, what's going on. I've been struggling lately, you guys, just kind of a little bit discouraged, a little bit like, I don't know, thinking about stuff. And, you know, losing subscribers, which doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter because this is a hobby. This is a nonprofit, right? But, you know, it makes me wonder, am I really that annoying? I hope not. You know, that people are unsubscribing. And, you know, the thing is with YouTube, you can't like overthink things because especially with me, I have the freedom where I can say, yeah, well, it really doesn't matter because I'm not trying to make money, you know, whereas people that do this as a job and they rely on this income, you know, that puts a lot of stress on those folks. But just a little bit discouraged, you guys. Just trying to think of, I want to give you guys good quality content. And just to be honest, the last 2 videos, just being honest, I just don't feel good about them. I mean, the 16 supplements, that was kind of interesting. You know, maybe, I don't know, got some really great comments from you guys. Thank you very much for your comments. And by the way, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I changed the thumbnail on that video just because the one I had was, it was inappropriate. And it was sending the wrong message. So anyway, and some of you said, well, what about this? And so I researched that, whatever it was, can't remember. And it's like, oh yeah, I got to talk to my doctor about that. But you guys, I want to give you good quality content. So I was thinking about how do I, and I need your help with this. I need your input on this. Wait, hang on. Yes, I'm having a cocktail Sunday morning. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to go out and mow my backyard. I've got some announcements after I talk about the serious stuff. Some updates. Well, real quick, I hired a father and son to come over and mow my backyard. I'll tell you about it. It's done. It's like they went in there and they just went at it. They're just out there. I'll tell you about it. But anyway, what I've been thinking about, you guys, is how do I switch from a really topic that's really near and dear and near to my heart, going through my cancer. You guys, some of you guys are going through cancer treatment, right? That's kind of how this channel got started, how it built. I got my first 1,000 subs, when I was going through chemo, so thank you, subscribers. It doesn't matter, but I'm thinking, how do I switch? And I don't know if it's really going to be a switch. It might be. And like I said, I need your input on this. I'm thinking out loud. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm like all over the place. How do I switch from like cancer treatment to full-time RV life? And I point that way because that's where the trailer is, right? I want to give you quality content, and I feel like I need to switch from you guys supporting me going through cancer treatment over to what I'm going to be doing now that I'm in remission. Does that make sense? So what I'm thinking about doing is giving you guys more interesting, I don't know. See, that's what I struggle with. To shoot a video of me on the roof and I'm explaining how I fixed that leak in my roof. I told you about that. 1/2 inch of water sitting in the middle of my queen size bed in the trailer. Right? Well, I fixed that. And, the thing is, to shoot a video like that, high quality content, it takes twice as long because you have to set up tripods. You got to, I have to have my wireless mic up in here and, check the audio and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm not complaining, but I'm planning on doing that, but it takes a lot longer. So I went up and so announcement number 1, getting ahead of myself. I fixed the leak in my roof, 2 layers of, it's sitting on the kitchen counter. I'll show you that later, but it's called Dicor. It's this really heavy duty sealant. But anyway, I put 2 layers of that on this area, and I'll do a separate video on how I did that. But so I went on the roof, sketchy, you guys. My extendable ladder going up there and getting on the roof. Yeah. With my neuropathy in my feet, I went slow and got up on the roof and, peeled up all the old junk and put down the new caulk and, did all that. But anyway, so the roof is sealed. So that's, that's announcement number 1. And interesting, I have a heavy duty, not a dehydrator, dehumidifier in the basement. These 1958 Ramblers, the basement, tends to be, well, one of my favorite words, moist. Right? Heavy duty, big, like a big one, with a garden hose coming out of it, and it goes in the drain. So I don't have to go down there and empty the bucket all the time. Well, I drug that thing out of the basement, and took the mattress and the pad underneath off my bed. Like I said before, luckily I had this mattress protector thing on top, so all the water was just sitting there. The mattress was fine. But so I put the dehumidifier on the plywood where my bed is and ran that for a week because I wanted to, dry out the mattresses if anything got in there, dry out the interior of the camper if any of that got wet or whatever. And I don't know how effective it is, but hopefully if any moisture got up in my ceiling, maybe dry that out or something, but it's all sealed up. So I don't know. I've got some air conditioning vents where I could like stick a hair dryer in there and run that for 48 hours, set the camper on fire, right? So, and I took the garden hose from the bed, so it's off the ground about 2 feet, right? Well, 18 inches. I just measured it this morning. Took the hose and ran it down all the way to the end of the camper where the toilet is and put the hose in the toilet. I flushed the toilet in the past week 4 times. So I would go out there every so often and the toilet would have, this much water in it. Just flushed it, So I have to empty my black tank, because it's got some water in it now before winter. So I don't know. I'm nervous, you guys. If anything is moist in the ceiling, that plywood could rot in there and it could be a big problem. So my point is, I want to give you guys fun, entertaining, informational, back in the day when they were inventing software for kids, they called it edutainment, educational entertainment. The kids are playing a game, but they don't know they're learning calculus or something, right? Huge, just a huge industry back in the day. Edutainment or what's another? I can't remember, but entertainment, entercation. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know how interesting that's going to be for you guys to watch me rip apart my trailer. Well, I guess that would be interesting. What could go wrong? I'm ripping out my kitchen countertop. So I've been struggling, you guys. How do I move this channel from a very supportive community over to I'm doing all this wacky RV stuff? And another thing that might happen, you guys, is, and I'm talking to the Mad Pack, well, it doesn't matter. If you've been watching for, 4 episodes or whatever, you're part of the Mad Pack, whether you want to be or not. But brakes, excuse me, brakes. I haven't done those yet. I'll shoot a video on how to change the brakes on your trailer. But what was I saying? This might have bloopers in it, you guys. What I was going to say is the marketing of my videos, which really doesn't matter, but my audience might be different with my new videos because and I was just looking yesterday, you guys. My number one most popular video is I'm holding up these angle brackets. They're buried over here somewhere. How to prevent a broken leaf spring on your trailer. That is by far my most popular video. And I show how these angle brackets get welded up into your leaf spring hanger. This is international sign language for leaf spring hanger, where the leaf spring, And so that type of content is really popular. So what I'm trying to say is my audience if you guys hang on and just watch all the wacky stuff I'm doing with my trailer, but it has nothing to do with cancer. Does that make sense? Um, because I kind of feel like I'm I almost said kicking a dead horse, but that's a really bad analogy. With continuing to talk about I'm in remission and all that stuff. Do you know what I'm trying to say, you guys? So I'm switching the content from thank you very much for all your encouragement during my cancer treatment, but now I've got stuff I got to get done. So those are the kinds of videos that I'll be shooting from now on, I think. Is that okay, you guys? I think it's still going to be entertaining. What could go wrong? A computer geek doing, mechanical stuff. I'm actually pretty handy. I told you guys before, I've got a full wood shop in the basement, and I've got a welder that I'm bringing with me in the camper. So I'm going to be doing my own welding and kind of that kind of stuff. So what could go wrong? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say, you guys? I was just a little bit discouraged with struggling, losing some subscribers, which, it's okay. They weren't cut out to be part of the pack anyway. So it's like, okay, thank you, but, okay, bye-bye. Okay, yep, okay, you too. Okay, yep, okay, bye-bye. Right? Do you know what I'm trying to say, you guys? Leave a comment if you want to, and let me know. I think it's still going to be entertaining, but it's it's not really a paradigm shift. It's more of a content shift, if that makes any sense. But okay, let me interrupt again, you guys. Sorry, but one thing I need to let you guys know is if I'm going to be doing high quality content, whatever, it takes a while. It takes a lot of editing and it takes a lot of, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I won't be posting as often as I have been, even though it's really hard for me to stay away from you guys. I said a while back, I'm going to take a break from YouTube because I'm too busy. Well, that didn't work out. I posted more during that, 2-week period. But anyway, I might not be posting as often. It might be every other week, maybe once a month or something, especially during the winter, when there's really not a lot going on. Although I will be in the wood shop downstairs. I need to build like drawers for my cabinets, and there's a bunch of stuff I got to do. So I'll be shooting videos of that, but I won't be posting as often, you guys. And it's going to be really hard because you guys know I love doing this, right? When I should be doing something else, right? So anyway, let's keep going. Thanks, you guys. But anywho, updates. Oh, I'm trying to mount a ladder on the back of my trailer. Trying to. Well, it's kind of hanging there, but the screws that they gave me with the ladder are this long. So I'm mounting these brackets on the back of my trailer, and I drilled a pilot hole, and it didn't really feel like there was really anything in there. So I put the bracket in there and shot the screw in, and the drill was like, I've got nothing I'm biting into. So I got the bracket mounted, and there's a piece of pipe that comes out that supports the ladder like this. Well, I could take that piece of aluminum and go like this with it, because the only thing it's grabbing is just the aluminum on the back of the trailer. International Sign Language for aluminum on the back of your trailer. So I took a screw this long, shot that in there, thinking it's got to grab something. There has to be 3/8 plywood in between the aluminum and the framing of the trailer, right? That didn't bite into anything. Well, if I go any longer, I'm going to go right through my shower on the inside of the trailer. Do I need screws this long? I don't know. So I took a bunch of pictures, and I'm going to go over. There's an RV repair place literally like 2 miles away where I can dump my tanks and I can do, a bunch of stuff over there. But I'm going to bring my really, really cheap generic tablet, iPad kind of a thing. And I'm just going to explain, here's what I'm trying to do. What is going on? You pull the screw out and there's insulation wrapped around it. So I know it's insulated, but it's like, if I'm trying to climb on the roof of my trailer and the only thing holding the ladder is aluminum, I'll get halfway up and it's like, oh no. Right? So I was up at 6 a.m. this morning. I was screwing around with that. No pun intended. So is this RV stuff entertaining? I don't know. But MadPack, those of you that have been with me for a long time, it's like you guys got me through my cancer treatment. So now I'm kind of moving on to other wacky stuff. And I was thinking about this. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm abandoning you, kind of, but that's really not it at all. Just my content will be changing. Does that make sense? I'm still with you. If anyone leaves a comment where you're struggling with something, you've just been diagnosed or you're going through treatment, you've got surgery next week and you're nervous about it, yes, we will be here to support you because you guys got me through my whole big deal, right? Does that make sense? I've been struggling, you guys, but again, I can't believe I sat down and did this all in one take. Well, there was one edit where I had a thought, but then it was like, pew, it was gone, right? So I really appreciate those of you that put up with my not so great content, silly, goofy, I don't know. El say, right? I gotta go. I've got a ladder that's half hanging off my trailer that it doesn't know what it's supposed to do. It's hanging there going, So, what else was I going to tell you? That's about it. The mowing got done, working on the ladder, got the roof fixed. So I hope you guys have fixed all of your roofs. Okay. So if not, get out there and do it. All right. So thanks a lot, you guys. I'm going to use my Australian accent again. Have a great day. Get out there and throw something on the barbie. Maybe a steak or hot dogs or something. Throw something on the barbie. The barbecue. That was bad. Okay. Gotta go. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Love you guys. Thank you.
Science.